Hello everyone, this is Remleiz from 40k Theories, and welcome to this new episode of Adeptus Podcastus. No Tactica Imperialis this week, they're busy with the gun drones. But don't worry, I'm not alone this week, for joining me as our guests is Snipe Wib.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. And also, apologies for how long it's been since we've actually done an episode, because it's a combination of heat waves and injuries, and busy parenting in Neve's case. It's just been, you might as well call the show Mr. Toad at this point, because it's a wild ride. Hey, if anyone actually remembers that film. Probably
Oh,
not.
yeah. It's, it's, for people that aren't, I guess it's in Europe, because I know France was really badly affected by it. The recent
France
heat
was way
wave.
worse than us, yeah.
Yeah, France got it way worse than we did.
Yeah, the tarmac was melting. I remember seeing a picture of, little, pinhole-looking things, and it was like, oh, yeah, this is the damage that high heels have done to tarmac that's so hot it's gone soft.
Fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, to give people an idea, where I live, it peaked around 41 centigrade,
Woof.
which in American measurements is about 106.
About 106 degrees Fahrenheit, yeah. Which is not compatible with life.
No.
No, I believe it's actually higher than the human body's ability to temperature regulate, I believe.
It is, by a good few degrees. That's when, especially being in a country, because as a big old foreigner here, someone who grew up
as an
in,
Aussie, no doubt, as well, because Aussies, have, hotter climates on average, so you can attest to how bad it is here from an Aussie perspective.
I've seen a lot of other people who have moved from hot climates to England have shared the same sentiment I have, which is in the hotter climes, we build houses differently so it kind of doesn't store heat. We have AC in just pretty much most places. We get taught what to do if you have heat stroke, or how to recognize the signs of heat stroke, and all that kind of stuff. And little things like you don't open your curtains when it's really hot. That's not something that you get taught over in England, because England's biggest problem is that it's damp. And now England's
we're built for overcast skies and dampness. Yeah. That's what we are built for.
English houses are all brick. They're all like little pizza ovens. And I don't know, the heat just hits so viciously different. It's just 41 degrees in the UK feels like 50 degrees.
It's because we're an island, so therefore it's more humid.
Yeah, it's gross. I come from Brisbane, which was basically 100% humidity and a lot of heat, which was gross as hell. But I don't know what it is about this kind of heat in England. You just can't shake it off. It's just suffocating. And every year I get so mad at people going, well, it's 100 degrees over here, England. It's okay, your country is built for that. England is absolutely and provably not. So
there's
don't be a
dickhead,
basically.
Yeah, no offense to any Americans listening, but please bear in mind that the entirety of Britain is further north than every major American and Canadian city. And we're still getting it that hot, that far north.
Mm.
Please bear that in mind. It should not be this hot, this far north.
We're here because we like the damp.
Literally, half of my friend group is frogs.
God, I can't wait for the Gulf Stream to stop.
So yeah, it's been because we got issued a red alert, a weather warning, which is
not the Transformer.
It's not just that; it's hot. But what's it like? The yellow alert was kind of possibility of what was it? Threats to life and property, and red alert is a definite threat to life and property. It literally just someone will die. Yeah. It's I went out. It must have been 35 or something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was around 34. And I sent Wib a picture of me walking home with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And he was just yeah, they don't make them right in Australia. which fair, But I did get very warm, and it helps with the breeze, which, oh my god, the breeze has even been like, it's like, you know when you open an oven and then the heat just kind of smacks you in the face? That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, it has been like that.
It's not the
So this is
funnest.
how you can tell this is a primarily British podcast, that it's opened with 5 minutes of complaining about the weather.
Yeah, but
6 minutes, I think.
yeah, but then it's also not like, oh, it's too bloody cold, it's too bloody hot, it's too bloody rainy. It's like, no, this is. I think England. I will personally, as an Australian, give you I will give Europe permission to complain about the heat as much as they want, because it has been absolutely just unforgivingly brutal. So if anyone gives you guys trouble, just send them my way. I'll shout at them for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
In various Aussie elocutions. And all
yes. I'll get so many Europeans.
Needless
showing
to say,
up.
you'll be seeing them next Tuesday. Anyway,
Yeah.
in the news this week, well, I say this week, in the news this month, I should rather say, we'll start off with something a bit more somber. As some of you may know, a few weeks ago, John Blanche, quite frankly, the most influential 40k artist, not just 40k, Warhammer in general, he unfortunately passed away. And considering this is like so soon after Ian Watson's passing as well, we lost two monumental titans in 40k, in Warhammer in general. It's just, I mean, I know you guys are artists, and I'm sure John Blanche has had an influence on you as artists. Even if you don't have the same style or anything like that. But
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like his style was just, it's the definition for me of kind of like old Warhammer kind of look, like that kind of like hyper over the top, super detailed kind of like oil paint. It's just so classic, and it's such a loss.
Yeah, his kind of his specific like color palette as well, because he worked within this very like it's all white, black, and reds and yellows. Like he always worked in those kind of this very stark
earthy tones.
Yeah, it's kind of stark and warm tones. It's like normally I'm able to sort of, when people who have been influential on the stuff that I like pass, because just because a lot of it's getting quite old now. There's a part of it where it's just like, well, they're old, whatever. It's obviously sad, but like this is a rare one where it actually did kind of make me go, oh,
yeah.
Like, so I guess I didn't realize like how much my conception of 40k was based on his artworks that I first played in 3rd edition, and so I'm so used to the
codex art and everything.
Well, it's especially the cover art for 3rd edition, the Black Templars, the bit where they're all piled up into a big thing in the center. Like that piece of artwork is so ingrained in my mind as being like what 40k is, and so and you realize that in so many levels, like the stuff that is sort of predates John Blanche's, because even though he was obviously there from the very beginning of 40k, and obviously he was there from the beginning of Warhammer Fantasy as well, because he did the cover for the box for the original Warhammer as well. But like his stuff is so deeply influential in just how we perceive it, the gothic elements, the subtle fetish content. There should always, like, the best 40k stuff should always look it should look slightly sexual, but in a way that's like a little uncomfortable.
That reminds me, the 2nd edition Sisters of Battle Codex art?
Yes.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I remember hearing something in regards to, like, John Blanche painted the main sister on his wife?
That doesn't sound like he wouldn't, but I don't have enough information to confirm or deny.
I have not heard that before, but it would not surprise me.
I've heard it, but I can't remember where I heard it from, though. So if anyone actually knows if that's true, please leave a comment down below, because if that's actually true, then, in a way, that's actually really sweet of him.
Yeah.
Him viewing his wife, as like, this, powerful figure, kind of thing, So it's really, really sweet in a way. But yeah. I mean, for me, like I'll always like associate him with that, that iconic picture of the Emperor on the golden throne.
Yeah.
That's like, you could argue in a way that's kind of like his magnum opus when it comes to 40k. Because that one image defines 40k.
It's just, I think
Yeah,
that's just what so many people think of when, even to this day, when they think of the Emperor. That's the image. Because it just hits all the notes correctly. The kind of like, it's, yeah. I'm even having trouble describing it because it's just so perfect.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the moment that like 40k really started embracing the kind of Blanchian influence to its general aesthetic, like overall, is when it really sort of solidified into what we recognize as 40k.
I agree.
And obviously he has a big influence on fantasy as well, but I think his particular aesthetic is way more apparent with 40k in particular.
Yeah.
He also did, I think, at least one piece of artwork for Dark Future as well.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. I'm not super familiar with Dark Future as a whole, beyond playing the honestly fantastic video game that came out a little while ago.
I'll tell you this, Dark Future's batshit insane. It genuinely is.
The little bit snippets I know of its lore are a little bizarre.
Yeah, because I did like an entire video on it years ago. It's like kind of like one of the few rare time videos I did, because like the guys who actually made the game said, "Oh, do you want to make a video on Dark Future? To help promote the game?" It's like, I don't do gameplay stuff. So, well, we'll send you all the rule books, all the lore, and make a video now. I was like, oh, okay.
Dang it.
So basically, I got the PDFs for free. It's like,
yeah,
sure.
we did a very similar thing.
But I think we can all agree. John Blanche will be missed.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Absolute legend.
There's no way I can move on to the next subject without sounding a bit dickish doing so I apologise. But speaking of the summer heat, we had the big summer preview the other day. And there is a lot. Let's just jump straight into Kill Team. We've got Exodites.
Yes, we finally get we got our dinosaur boys.
Yeah, I found out because a bunch of people were adding me on Blue Sky, going, "We got them! Oh, it's finally happening! You did it!" And I'm like, "What? I just woken up. What the hell's going on?"
Because we made that video years ago about I think it was 8 units we'd like to see return to 40k, and a few of them have come back. So anytime one of them comes back, our mentions get flooded with them,
which is honestly very fun. Yeah. I like it when people are like, "Hey, look at this," because it's just sweet and it's also fun.
I'm very happy to see them come back.
They look gorgeous as well.
And with proper bespoke units as well. Well, I say bespoke units, I mean miniatures.
Yes. So starting off, we have the Clan Blade, who are close quarters warriors who have powered swords and axes, not power swords, powered swords. I will say this, I don't appreciate the fact they call their steeds Drake steeds. Just call them dragons, like in the old lore, please.
Yeah. You don't need to mod. It's silly. Embrace it. It's okay.
This isn't Age of Sigmar. You can just go and be silly.
Yeah. Just be silly.
You don't have to make it serious. We have the Stone Singer, who's like their version of like a bone singer. You also have the Lay Stalker, who's like a mounted sniper. Again, all these models just look fantastic.
I do really love the Lay Stalker one, because I love it how the dragon is like, yeah, fuck him up, bruv, get him. Oh, he's right there. Yeah, nice shot, mate. He just looks so into it. I love him.
There's something about the Drake steed in that particular image that makes it look very anthropomorphic.
Yeah, I think it's the hands and the bracelet.
With the bracelet as well.
Yeah.
It looks a lot more like it's not just a steed.
Yeah. That's like
someone in the comment section is thinking, I'm having an awakening.
And you know what? More
good for you. If you are, good for you. We don't judge on the show.
No.
But we also got these little doggy boys, the Draco Lifes.
They're so cute.
Not Draco Lifts, Draco Lifes.
I want to call them Dracoliths because that sounds, but I know it's supposed to be lithe, so. But I think
feel
they're
like
cute, and they have raptor tails, and I love that.
I feel like there's definitely a bit of people like Griffhounds, so why don't we do something similar, but for dinosaurs?
I mean, everyone
Yeah,
loves
okay.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are kind of amazing, so.
We also have your standard Dragon Knights as well, and I really like the darker blue on this one compared to like the more teal on the other ones. I think the darker blue looks better.
Yeah.
I actually really like the just the way these have been painted with the mixing in the purples and stuff into there to give the blue some depth. That's nice. That's nice. Also, make it having the lances and stuff makes them feel way more Exodite Dragon Knights. So
Oh yeah,
Exodite
definitely.
Dragon. Oh god, I can't stop. My brain won't shut up.
We also have a new starter box for Necromunda, or as it's known as Warhammer Necromunda now. Just call it Necromunda. You don't need to call it Warhammer Necromunda for brand synergy.
I understand the fact they're doing it for brand synergy, but also, bruh.
I suppose it is one of the things of that now they are, it's been for a few years now, but they've been so fully committed to the brand is Warhammer and Games Workshop is merely the company that runs this stuff. But like as as like a customer, you will rarely interact with anything labeled Games Workshop anymore.
Oh, my apologies. It's called Warhammer Skirmish Necromunda.
Yes,
My apologies.
yes.
Oh, fake fan. No, I am so of the boomer mindset that I'm like, oh, I will pop to Games Workshop, even though it's the shops are called Warhammer now, and I'm like, nope, I refuse to acknowledge that. I'm just going to keep calling it Games
Ham
Workshop.
warmer.
Yep, ham warmer. I love it. I'm going to go do that.
That's the butchers in this weather. Hey, ham warmers.
Mm.
You'll also be able to get the standalone Gangs on the Underhive rulebook, the core rule set, and the Gangs of the Outlands book as well. And for those who haven't checked out already, check out my video on the Necromunda timeline because Snipe and Wib both appear in it.
Mm-hmm.
We do indeed.
And
it is a monster of a video.
Yes, and needless to say, Necromunda is absolutely insane. That's the second time I've actually said something insane today because it bloody well is.
It does seem like Necromunda is one of the places where they allow themselves to do a lot of the more goofy stuff that used to be present in all of 40k.
I cherish it.
The sort of the more obviously a silly joke based on something that used to be just all of 40k is like, okay, we put that into Necromunda now. We allow it to still exist there.
And yet there's still some things that, quintessentially 40k, like, the religious war that broke out because someone mispronounced Constantine Valdor's name as Constantine Valdon.
Yeah.
That caused an entire schism in the fucking church. Topical. Anyway. For Age of Sigmar, we're getting the Ogre Moor tribes.
Yeah.
Needless to say, big ogre boys, and one thing I have seen said about them, which I absolutely agree with, these new ogres, they don't just look big, they look heavy.
They are thick lads.
Yeah, they look like they're actually bulky. They look like they actually have some heft to them. Yeah, but not in the awkward way that Games Workshop normally does. Like, it actually looks, proportionately thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look quite so absurd, the size of the weapons that they're carrying. Like, no, they can probably manage that, actually. I do like how because I don't like the belly armor that ogres have, like how it's a lot more 3-dimensional now. Like it's got the more over the armor. Like that's a really nice. I hadn't actually noticed that until looking at it just now. Because I've only seen them in passing because it's not my thing. But that's a really nice touch. That does give them a bit more dynamism to their design.
I will ask, like, could they have fit more scars on them?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No. This is the maximum amount, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Legally speaking.
It's just feeling pretty, low.
And I do love the grin on the mount that they've got. What's it called?
He's such a happy
yes.
fella. Look at that sweetie pie.
He's a big doggo. He He reminds me of like a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Yeah, but like, imagine if one of them had like buffalo horns. Make it happen.
Horns, would you come out tonight? If anyone actually understands that reference, please let me know.
I vaguely understand it, but probably from the wrong area, so...
But yeah, no, I quite like that. This is something I will say Age of Sigmar does tend to do quite well. And to be fair, the Exodites show they can do it with 40k as well, of fun, weird creatures to have as mounts. Because I guess, like, you know, you go to what I guess is the old world now. There's an awful lot of just horses, which is fine. It is that kind of setting. A lot of people on horses, but I think with Age of Sigmar they really lean into we can put them on goddamn anything, and we're going to.
I want to see that quote on the box art. Wib from YouTube says that you can put them on just about damn near anything.
You can even put them on toast.
I would, if James Workshop would let me, but he won't, so...
Well, speaking about putting things on toast, how about some corpses from the High Slaughtermaster? How's that for a segue?
Oh, that's just like Mummy used to make.
I love this model. I think it's fantastic.
It's just...
It does feel like... I think there's one...
to it.
Sorry. Yeah, I do like Age of Sigmar's quite good for the miniature that is like a diorama in and of itself.
You are very fond of the aesthetic narratives being displayed.
Yeah, I think the only... what's it called? The Triumph of Saint something? The Sisters of Battle
St. Catherine.
Yeah. I think that's the only... I guess there's the Necron one as well. Like, but I don't know. The Age of Sigmar just seems to really nail it. Of like, this is like a diorama that you can play with because it's a unit. I just think there's something very cool about that. As so, it means that your centerpiece doesn't have to just be one big guy. It can be a bunch of guys with sort of one scheme, one thing they're doing. And I think that's just an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the Butcher though. There's just something about it that seems a bit off.
They feel to me a little bit like, well, we'll add, we'll add some more gore, and it's like there's over the top, and then there's kind of a bit like this. Almost feels like they realized how over the top everything else was, and were like, oh, we need to match it, and then just kind of pushed it maybe a bit too far. I don't know.
It looks. It reminds you of like a boss from like a low-budget PS2 survival horror game.
It reminds me of like one of the old WoW raid bosses.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I was going to say it does look a little aesthetically a little War Machine-y to me. Yeah. I'm not sure. Like, I think just
it could be the color palette.
The stylization of it just strikes me as a little more War Machine than Warhammer.
That's War Machine the game, not War Machine from Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
No, that is War Machine the miniature war game.
I'll ask, what do you guys think about... Because I personally prefer it with the Executioner's hood. I don't know, it seems to be more kind of in sync with the other kind of dudes. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, I'd probably go with the Executioner's hood if
I simultaneously think it's better and worse.
I get that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
I will say the painting on the nipple is incredibly well done. Because with I like painting my jackals, like I bought a red wash so I could kind of give their nipples a little bit of a tint, but then I didn't shake it as much as I should have done, so now a couple of my jackals have really shiny nipples.
I don't know. So it seems like there's something like the sculpting on the man boobs doesn't seem right. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but if you compare it with like the cleaver, that has much more defined man boobs, like with the sag. You know what I mean?
I guess they're being kind of like that's like a push-up belly plate by accident or on purpose. I don't know, but yeah.
I think there's always going to be that problem of when you are, because obviously that whilst they're humanoid, they have slightly different proportions and stuff, and given the way that they are sculpted, I imagine it is quite difficult to like balance trying to give movement to them without making it just look a bit like they're taking the piss out of like
of larger bodies. Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Yeah.
I think it is a fine line to tread, and historically they have done better and worse at it at different times.
Yeah, this is true.
Yes. Speaking of bodies, there's also a new animation coming up on Warhammer Plus called The Butcher's Nails, so you can rack up a body count. Not a very good segue, I admit, but it's the best I could do in that situation.
I thought it was pretty good.
We do what we can.
Yeah.
Yes. We've also got some new Titans for Legions Imperialis.
Oh, I completely missed those.
Ooh, fancy men's.
Yes. You can get a Warlord Titan with a Quake Cannon and Conversion Beam Extirpator.
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 Excuse
Oh
you.
my god, Extirpator.
Extirpator.
It sounds so memey, though.
How do you pronounce that? Extirpator.
I have
Extirpator.
Extirpator. I'm going to Google it, and it's going to go Extirpator. Or something like that.
I was like, I'm going to see. Is this a real word?
Probably not.
It might be.
To extirpate, to remove or destroy totally, to do away with, exterminate.
Okay, but could you use
Extirpator
Extirpator?
is one that extirpates. Thanks for that, Merriam-Webster.
I love that. Quick conversion beam that extirpates, or whatever the fuck.
Games Workshop does have a penchant for using weird words in weird places, like, naming, like termagants, which is like an old term for like, an angry woman or something.
Also, many of them are named after
termagants.
nasty things for women. Like, we were literally talking about this in a Games Workshop yesterday.
If I remember correctly, termagants and hormagaunts actually are taken from a sci-fi or fantasy novel from the late 70s.
Of course.
A bit like how Zoanthrope probably comes from another novel, because because all a Zoanthrope is someone who believes they can turn into an animal.
See, this is
okay. I found a definition for termagant. Termagant, noun, a harsh-tempered, overbearing, violently quarrelsome woman.
I bet Hormagaunt is like an unmarried harlot or something like that. But no, I think
I'm going to find out for you in a second.
Please.
1 second. No, the first one that comes up is 40k, so may not be.
Yeah,
40K,
I think it's the
brackets female, derogatory.
Yeah, combining the two of them together is I'm sure I can't remember what it is, but they come from a novel, and it's probably where they got them from. If they're using a word incorrectly, that they probably stole it from somewhere in 1993.
To be fair, Zoanthrope sounds very cool, the same as Lycanthrope, even though Lycanthrope was originally just somebody who thought they were a werewolf, and then it turned out that people thought it was so cool that it just kind of became synonymous with werewolf. And also, I learned what a Zoanthrope was from the PlayStation 1 game Bloody Roar, which is incredible, and I love it. So that was cool. But they all could actually turn into animals.
I love when you search for define zoanthrope, and it comes up with a Merriam-Webster dictionary definition next to a model of a zoanthrope from 40k.
It's like pointing at the zoanthrope going, this idiot thinks it's a bunny rabbit or something.
Zoanthrope, this condition is also known as clinical lycanthropy. Here's a zoanthrope from 40k. So they're shooting werewolf beams out of their heads.
That would be so cool.
The best one is still Carnifex, though, because it just means flesh maker.
Mentos, the flesh maker.
Because it's it's an old word for an executioner, but was originally a word for a butcher. It's just Latin.
But going back to the Titans briefly, we've also got a Warlord Titan with a Volkite Destructor and Macro Gatling Blaster. We will have a... Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We also have a Reaver Titan with a Graviton Obliterator and Volkite Annihilator.
What a handsome flat man.
I'm looking at them, I'm like, I'm not the hugest fan of the Reaver in general, but I do quite like it with that weapon loadout. Just I think it leans into it well. Yeah, interesting.
Fair enough. For Horus Heresy, we got a new Custodian battle group, a bunch of new Custodians miniatures in plastic. I say bunch, it's about 3.
I mean, it is Custodes,
I misread Gear Falcon to Girl Falcon, and now that's it. That's just what it's called in my brain now.
I'm pretty sure it's a Gia Falcon, because like with GSA, because I had an ex-girlfriend who actually had falcons for her job, and she had like a Gia Falcon as one of her birds.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure.
Wait. Roll back a little bit. Yeah. She had falcons as part of her job.
Yes, it was pest control. She would like go on landfills and like fly the falcon to keep seagulls off.
Oh my god! What do? I release the falcons. Wow.
Somehow I thought the answer I was going to get was going to be like, they worked at like a bird sanctuary or something, and that would somehow, it was a pest control thing, is much more wild than I was expecting. As a response.
Ram, when you said pest control,
it's surprisingly common in the Midlands.
I've
never encountered this.
Maybe she's just really good at her job, and that's why we've never encountered falcons. Because I originally thought when Ram said that she would go to places that were like, I tried to use my fireplace, but there was like 47 falcons stuck in it, and she'd come in and just take them all out and just leave.
I'll send you a link to the company at the time she used to work for, but yeah, it was basically
okay. I want to get an online quote. Carry on. Don't mind me.
to deal with all of our falcon-based problems.
No, all of our problems can be solved by a falcon.
Yeah. Wow, there is literally 6 miniatures in this battle group. I mean, they're all hefty ones.
Yes. So starting off, we have the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought, which is a gorgeous dreadnought. No denying.
I do like the Telemons, yeah.
They are gorgeous.
Oh, I'm going to be a contrarian and say I don't like it, but I do like how the weapon there looks like it's straight out of it looks like the energy blaster from Doom. The old Doom. It's making
the plasma
me think
rifle.
of that. Yeah, that's the one. I can never remember that one. Yeah. I never used it.
Yes.
So I like it for that reason.
We've also got the Gia Falcon jet bikes.
I do like the big penis jet bikes.
I thought you might.
And the Palace Gravatac cat. Because it's a palace, so it's a cat as well.
Yeah.
It's kitten! There we go!
It's canon! Canon kitten.
It's canon.
And then the Hunt of the Parenting Reddit goes crazy with, "That you think CTS is coming back because they have a new thing, the Palace Gravatac?"
I have always liked the Custodes hover vehicles and flyers. It's just I don't know if I'll ever own one, largely because a lot of them are kind of expensive. But there is something very. I think it's because when I look at them, they look like something from Dune to me.
See, when I look at the Palace Gravatac, it looks to me like something from Star Wars, and I don't mean that as I'm like, oh my god, this looks like a Star Wars thing and it's so kiddie. I'm like, no, it just it's like Star Wars if it had a Fifth Element kind of coat of paint on it.
It's probably the exposed engines at the back.
I think that's making me think Pod Racer.
That's very Star Wars coded. Yeah. You extend those 2 engines out in front, this is just a Pod Racer.
Yeah.
Try spinning, that's a good trick. And speaking of good tricks, Blood Bowl. Hey!
Blood Bowl. I've heard of that.
That's a good segue. Big guys, lots of big guys.
Hell yeah.
Including Morgan Thorg, the big ogre boy who's had 9 models by this point, I think.
What's his PayPal?
His PayPal? I don't know.
Ignore me.
Will do. We've also got some Minotaurs.
Handsome. Very, very, very beautiful, very powerful.
Yes. And Rat Ogres.
They look really cool.
They do indeed. So yeah, Blood Bowl, always good to see. But I think the one of the bigger pieces of news from this reveal is the Chaos in the Old World for Warhammer the Old World. Forces of Chaos. Chaos Warriors, in fact. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't have a fucking clue. But yes, there's going to be a whole new starter core set as well, which is going to include an aspiring champion on a demonic mount, an aspiring champion with battle standard, 16 Chaos Warriors, 4 Chaos Knights, 1 Gatekeeper on a Cathayan Warhorse, a Gatekeeper with battle standard, 20 Jade Warriors, 5 Jade Lancers, and a Cathayan Grand Cannon with Ogre, Loader, and Crew.
It is kind of wild how, like, because Grand Cathay, like, being a thing that was sort of a background element for the longest time, and then suddenly getting a line in the old world, and now they're in the starter set. That's like, they've had let's just say that the stocks of Grand Cathay have skyrocketed in recent years.
Grand Cathay got into a starter set before the Leagues of Votan did.
That's because they're a lot more interesting.
I can't believe how
controversial.
I just don't.
So controversial yet so brave.
I don't know. I just don't. There's something about Leagues of Votan I just find very. I can't care about them. I love the Necromundan squats. I think it's just an aesthetic thing. I just do not find the Leagues of Votan stuff interesting to look at.
No, I feel the same.
Like, whatever.
I like it how we're all like, bring back Space Dwarves, bring back squats, and then they brought back Leagues of Votan, and we were like, it's not quite the same. Who gives a shit? At least
that's the thing. The Necromundan ones still have a bit of that squat identity to them. And I think that
squats
gives
for one.
Yeah, I think it gives them a bit of a visual. Like, I obviously Votan does have its own like visual aesthetic that is distinct from other things, but I also think it's fairly generic, like as far as sci-fi goes in general. So I don't know. I just find
it does have a bit of a StarCraft Marine vibe in some of them.
Yeah. It's not bad necessarily, but just I can't say that if I had the choice on a pure aesthetic basis of putting Votan next to any other 40k faction, that I'd pick them on like an aesthetic basis. Maybe they're really fun to play as. I don't know. I've never played with or against them, to be honest.
But in regards to like, things not being quite the same as their old versions, I will say this. With the new Warriors of Chaos Dragon, I appreciate the fact that it's like, it appears to be like, a full-on homage to Egrim Van Horseman.
I will take your word on that. I'm not cool enough to know.
Hang on, let me get
that at all.
Let me get a model up for you. You guys talk for a second while I look for his model.
Okay. So, Wib, how about that dragon?
That's a big bloody dragon, isn't it?
I like it how it looks like his tail's been cut off.
No, it's just like wrapped around. Yeah, actually, the way it's draped around there does look a little odd.
Falcons have been added, that's why.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The pest control falcons will try and take down any old big thing.
You see, I got a quote.
There you go. There's Egrim Van Horseman.
Okay.
Oh, that thing.
That's Trogdor.
Look,
but I love
a bit of
Trogdor only has
Trogdor in
one
most.
arm.
Yeah, this is Trogdor
and it's
too.
big and muscular.
This time it's personal.
They're like, I do like how much Trogdor is in basically every old Warhammer dragon. This is the thing. I don't when it comes to like Warhammer Fantasy, I am not very very knowledgeable. But yeah, there's definitely a bit of that in there.
I love him.
I do like the guy on the Lord Sorcerer on the dragon being this kind of wizened old dickhead with his big book.
And Snipe just saw the Trogdor cosplay.
Yes, I love it. It's beautiful. When James Workshop, when are you gonna make Trogdor canon, you cowards?
But yes, there's also going to be a couple of Battle March armies. I'll say Battle Surge. What's it called? Battle Surge? No, Battle March armies. My mistake.
That's not an awkward thing to call them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. The Warriors of Chaos one contains a Sorcerer, 5 Marauder Horsemen, 20 Marauders, 8 Warriors of Chaos, and 4 Chaos Knights. And the Cathayan one includes, oh god, I'm going to butcher this name, the Shugengan Lord on a Great Spirit Longma, 20 Jade Warriors, 5 Jade Lancers, 6 Iron Hail Gunners, and 4 Crane Gunner teams. I think I pronounced Shugengan Lord quite decently enough.
I just can't. I'm 12 years old because I heard you go Great Spirit Longma, and my brain was like Longma balls, lol.
Bam, 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 bam.
I am dabbing, but you can't see. Just take my word for it. It's really cool.
Yeah. I can hear you dabbing.
Is
from
dabbing
the other
even
room.
still a thing?
Yes, because I refuse to let it go. One of my
Speaking which,
favorite.
do you remember the dabbing scene in one of the 40k books? Do you remember that?
No,
No.
I don't think I remember that. Oh my god, I'm heartbroken that I've forgotten if I ever knew.
Let me look for it. You guys talk for a second. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. One of my favorite games in the past few years, Gotham Knights. Obviously, Red Hood is my favorite. One of his poses for the photo mode is just him dabbing, and I nearly cried with joy because I felt so seen because he's just like me for real.
Isn't he dabbing with his guns?
He's dabbing with his guns.
Yeah. Which I suppose is a type of dabbing that does mean that, it's hard for
no
other
one's
people
gonna give
to
you
judge
shit.
you.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, they could judge you silently, but if anyone judges you, like, vocally, you could just start firing into the air wildly, as I assume a lot of people do who have guns, probably. I don't know.
Statistically, people that have guns are more likely to fire wildly into the air with their guns.
But not statistically likely to dab. I have it in good authority, so, there's that. Yeah.
Okay, I found the dabbing scene from the book.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, Wib, please read this out.
Wib has to.
Fabian's Factorum Resilisu was in the antechamber, frozen in an elaborate bow, head low, front leg stuck out, left arm held high, right across his chest, as is the tradition of their clan dictated. Fabian winced. Resilisu was an old man.
I love it how he's describing.
Please get out of that posture before you do yourself an injury.
He's literally dabbing, and the younger dude's like, dude, I'm cringing so hard, no one dabs anymore. He's gonna do the doggy next, or whatever the fuck that was called.
Fabian responded, cringe. Total cringe.
Tell me that's not a dab.
Yeah. And then Resilisu just turned around and said L plus ratio, and Moon walked away. It's canon.
Yep.
Something Ohio Rizzler.
Fucking hell. I did
we are
see
all
a
just
gigantic...
establishing how old we are right now.
I did see a gigantic Funko Pop. There's extra huge Funko Pops because fuck the planet even more, I guess, of the Skibbity toilet guy. And I was like, oh, I wonder why that's on sale.
They're making a movie about that?
Yeah.
I doubt that is ever coming out.
I think they probably just locked in the trademark for a movie. But,
yeah, I feel that is something that is going to get stuck in development hell because... Well, not even development hell. They're going to, by the time they would get to the point that they could start actually shooting anything, they're going to look and go, does a single person care about Skibbity Toilet anymore? Because my understanding is the kids have not cared about Skibbity Toilet in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you should listen to me about what the kids like.
I think they stopped caring about it when people started making Skibbity Biden jokes. On
Christ.
late night talk shows. Yeah,
I literally got chills from how repulsive that sounded, so thank you for
that. Yeah, I saw the clip, it's like, oh god. It very much stunk of how do you do, fellow kids.
Pokemon Go to the polls.
Yeah.
Oh, how about I just gun dab on you until you vote? There we go. That's perfect. Because dabbing is... I think I'm right here because as an old fogey, I think that dabbing is one of the memes that will abide. Because I like it, that's true. So, yeah. Anyone who disagrees is actually wrong, and that's really embarrassing for them, so...
Yeah, and as two people that are in a ska band, we definitely know what is cool and what people like.
If it helps, I'm not there of my own free will, but I am there, so...
Look, half the members in a ska band are there under a hostage situation. It's just the nature of the affair.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're all wearing baggy trousers.
Ew. No.
Oh, what fun they had. Yeah. No?
I'm not really into
hip-hop.
madness.
No?
Yeah, it's a madness song. Yeah. I've always been more of a specials guy myself.
Fair enough. Also, do you know Madness was the only band to appear more than once on The Young Ones?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they appeared twice, yeah.
That's very fun.
Welcome to the House of Fun and our house, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, speaking of the young'uns, if you want to get young people into Warhammer, there's now a Warhammer Academy.
Oh?
Yeah.
Start them young. That sounds really creepy,
young,
but I didn't mean it like
drain
that.
their bank accounts.
Yeah.
Apparently it's going to be like
no one's got savings
150
anymore.
plus videos. And unfortunately, that's true. No one does have savings anymore in this economy. Fucking hell.
So I got too
depression.
real there. My bad. But I think that is really cute.
I'm depressed now.
It's really fun. I took my brother to a game store the other day because I wanted a paint handle. One of the XL ones, don't buy them. They're shit. They can't even hold up Angron, so what's the point? In my personal experience. I've tried 3. But I was looking for one of the XL paint handles, and my brother was staring at it like wide-eyed. And I was like, "Oh, are you interested in getting into like wargaming something?" And he looked at me, and then for a moment I thought he was gonna like laugh at me, and he went, "No, I just wouldn't be able to commit the time that it deserves." And I was like, "Oh," because he has like kids and stuff, which I don't. Contrary to popular belief, they're kind of expensive and time consuming. So, but so is Warhammer. So, like, I guess you got to pick one in most cases.
You can have kids or you can have a Warhammer army. That's your choice.
What did you choose? Well, my Angron I'm painting. He's my baby.
Especially how expensive the models are these days. Hey.
Oof.
Oh, that reminds me. One thing I did see. Apparently the new Viper jet bike is only like $5 cheaper than like a full-on grav tank.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
To be fair, the grav tank is ancient, so...
Yeah, no, but like, only $5 cheaper?
Yeah, that's pushing it some.
The thing is, there's always been this with Warhammer, of that there's just some units that just feel completely on a different like price scale to everything else. I remember when I was first getting into it in sort of the late 90s, and I was like, I love dreadnoughts, but there were still the metal ones at the time. So it was like, well, I could buy like a Rhino for £10, or I can buy a dreadnought, which is, you know, a big guy, but it's still just a guy, and it was like 25 quid. So it's like...
those were the days.
I mean, the thing is, like, because Dreadnoughts then went plastic, it meant that for a really long amount of time, Dreadnoughts actually stayed remarkably stable in price, whilst everything else got more expensive around them. But it's just because they went to plastic, and so it's, yeah.
I miss the old metal Dreadnoughts, just because you can put them into a sock and actually kill someone with them.
Very true.
They are a hefty thing. Also, another thing that the XL painting handle can't hold, a metal Dreadnought. They are too much for
I
them.
didn't expect it to hold them. But, yeah,
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it's trying to hold like the old second edition Bloodthirster?
Woof. Yeah, no, I would
like, just collapses in this stuff like a flan in a cupboard.
I'm just looking across. I've got I forget his name, the Space Marine that was from the Inquisitor game, the 54mm Space Marine.
Artemis, I think it is.
Yeah. I'm looking at him and looking at the weight of that and thinking of the weight of it. I'm like, oh yeah, you put that on one of those, on any painting handle, that thing is coming right off.
Yeah. So no, I'm gonna have to
Captain Artemis, the guy who single-handedly fucked over everyone by saying like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about you stopping chaos because you're an alien and I hate you more." It's like, you're a fucking idiot, Artemis. Jesus Christ.
Okay, Artemis, you crab in a bucket, you fool, you idiot. Well, I mean, Artemis, being like, it's associated with the moon, and crabs, I don't know, they're probably something to do with the moon, because they live in the sea, and the sea hates the moon. I think they're natural enemies, probably. So there's actually quite an interesting kind of, I can't fucking continue. I'm sorry. I was trying to keep a straight face.
In which case, speaking of aliens, orcs. You're an orc player, Wib? Enjoy.
I mean, I have an orc army. There's no orcs in it, but
I like the Tusky truck.
The Tusky Trucky.
Yeah, the new truck. I really like it. I like how chunky it is.
It looks nice. They're doing really well with big, hefty looking bits of chunk now, aren't they? Like recently, they've been doing really well.
It reminds me of like an old muscle car.
Oh, that's
yeah,
I do
really.
Like it.
It's a really specific point, but I really like how chunky its tires are.
Yeah, that's real cool.
They look very satisfying. Yeah, no, I quite like the new one. There's some elements that I remember seeing someone on Blue Sky saying like, I would like it if Games Workshop looked at what an engine looked like before sculpting it, but it's fine.
It's fine.
It's an orc engine. They built it wrong. But no, it's I do like that. I do like the new truck. I think it does an interesting job of sort of taking the more like raised stance of the second truck model, because obviously the first one's the really small one from Gorka Morka. And I think it does a good job at kind of carrying on with the more sort of chunky sort of thing. But yeah, I'd be intrigued to see how big it is next to a battle wagon, because that's always been the weird thing with the truck, is that the truck is made of papier-mâché and hope, and it's remarkably large compared to a battle wagon, which is a rock-hard like piece of equipment comparatively. So yeah, I'd be intrigued to see how big this thing actually is, because obviously I can, look at the orcs. Because there's one thing actually I was really surprised about the new orcs from the Armageddon box, is how I kind of assumed they'd be a bit bigger than the old orcs, because, kind of get used to everything kind of getting a bit bigger every time they iterate upon them. But honestly, they're actually fairly, like, modestly sized. I was expecting much larger. So yeah. But yeah, this is one I think I like it, but I think when I see it in person, I think I'll probably fall in love with it,
I mean, it's like that...
We've also got a new...
Oh, sorry, carry on.
We've also got a new mech boy as well.
Yeah, the mechs...
I love the big screw in the mouth instead of a cigar is quite fun.
Oh yeah, there's been a few mech models that have had that, yeah.
I do not care for orcs.
You haven't built the kits, so I've
what would I know?
them. Yeah. I think the head that came that actually it'll still be in them in the Burners and Looters box. I think the mech head in that has a thing, it has a screw in its mouth. Might be wrong. He's fair. Like I think, like, I mean, yeah, he's just a mech. He's not a big mech, so yeah. The fact he's fairly unadorned, fairly simple. I do like his big crane. That's quite cute.
I think his crane is very fun. Yeah.
I'm still not sold on the war boss though. The arms still don't look right.
The claw arm, I think, looks okay, but it's the bear arm with the chopper that looks weird.
Yeah,
too small.
He's just got a weird baby arm. It's so weird.
Don't baby arm shame him.
Seriously, scroll to the bit where it shows you him with an axe and tell me he doesn't have a weird baby arm.
That's a grot. Okay, no, that really does look like a baby arm.
It's like with the Crawl Boys, when they got their baby legs.
Yeah. I will say, I do really appreciate the that war boss's like faux commissar hat. That's powerful. And I do like you can give him an old school back banner as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, even with the claw, I know you can get away with the claw a bit more because you can say he doesn't actually have an arm in there. It's because it's just grafted onto him, but it still doesn't look right. There's just something really off about the like musculature on the arm of the war boss. I don't know what happened.
Well, maybe because I've noticed GW has had a big problem with photographing models so that they look really shit. And then you see them in person, you go, oh, actually, that's way better. What the hell? I actually like this quite a lot. So maybe it's that. I'm hoping.
I don't know. I think I've seen this one from enough angles to go, okay, they just messed up the musculature.
I haven't, so I'm just trying to find the silver lining. He's quite cute.
Yeah, the grot's good. I like the grot.
Yeah. And surprisingly, the orcs are getting their first codex this edition. Not Space Marines for a change.
Wow. Just to mix things up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
when was the last time anything other than generic Space Marines got the first codex? When was the last time that happened?
I mean, haven't they done a few times where they've released basically them and whatever the companion was at the same time?
I don't think that counts.
Because the only other time I can think of, technically, was second edition, because the first codex in second edition was Space Wolves, weirdly.
Yeah, we didn't actually get vanilla Marines for a while.
You didn't get the Ultramarines Codex, which was the Vanilla Marines Codex, until after the Orcs and the Eldar Codex.
Yeah. Which is really weird to get the Space Wolves first. But then second and its Space Marines are just kind of weird anyway, because it was like the start of them splintering them off into like the separate versions of them. So you had your Blood Angels and Dark Angels in Angels of Death Codex, and you had your Space Wolves in their Codex. But also, all 4 army lists are nearly identical, so they absolutely didn't need to be separate books either. But, I mean, if they hadn't have done that, then they wouldn't be as divergent as they are now. I say that as if there's some editions, you sit there and you look at, like, Blood Angels and you go, I'm not sure this really needs to be its own book. I think it could just be, like, 3 extra units. It's probably fine.
Yeah. We're also getting new battlefields and, surprisingly, pre-painted terrain.
Yeah, they announced that a while back. Have we? That's not up for pre-order or anything, is it? So we haven't seen how much it's going to cost yet.
No, but I think it's the first time we've actually talked about it on the show. But yeah, it's like in like 30, nearly 40 years or whatever, the first time they've actually decided to do pre-painted terrain that isn't just the pre-flocked trees from back in yonder.
Like it's obviously, I don't know if it says anything in the article or anything, but because it looks to my eyes to be, I can't remember what it's called. Is it UV printing? No, it's not UV. Maybe it's UV. It's a particular type of printing. It's they occasionally do it on like model railway stuff for like cheap things where it's like you can see the pixels on it if you look close enough. And so that's something that can be like full color things that can relatively easily be printed on 3D objects. So I'm wondering if that's what they've done, because there's no way to get stuff that is painted well and that looks decent enough if it's being hand done. Even like they pay people the minimal amount in some factory in China somewhere, you are not going to get it done to any kind of affordable standard. So I'm really intrigued to see how it looks in hand,
Yeah.
We're also getting some starter sets for the new edition as well, which is to be expected. And I believe that might be the main bit of stuff from this summer reveal. Aside from some things like, some battle zone stuff and some paints and usual jazz and stuff like that. So, all in all, not that bad a reveal. Could have been better, but it could have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, 11th edition was always going to, hang large over it just because that's only just come out, and it's obviously a fairly big moment. But, yeah, no. So there's some good stuff in there.
In other news, on the book front, we're getting a sequel to the novel Longshot called Ghosts of Cadia, which is going to be a story about a Cadian sniper.
Oh, fun.
And really it's going to come out in a limited edition as well. And the original Longshot is also being re-released in hardback to coincide with this book's release.
Oh, well, that's nice, because I think there is a definite problem with getting into, Warhammer, just the Black Library stuff in general, that it'll be like, oh, here is this book, and it's like the 5th book in this series or whatever, and you're like, do you still make any of the previous entries? No. Like, oh.
Digital only.
So if you've because I don't like reading on a screen. I always prefer to have a physical book. I don't know why, I just prefer it. And so there's a lot of things where it's like there's a handful, like the heresy books that I never I say a handful, most of the heresy books that I never got around to reading because there's too bloody many of them. But it's like, oh well, I've either got to rely on secondhand prices or go for the digital version, and I'm like, well, that neither of those options is ideal. I know they can't. They make too many books to just have them in print in perpetuity. I understand, but yeah, sometimes it is a bit like, how do you expect people to keep up with this?
I suppose in a way that it's a good thing that the digital versions do exist, just because at least there is an option to read it, even if you can't get a physical copy. At least you can still do it, even if it is the most annoying way possible. And I just want to say, fuck the app, fuck the Black Library app. It's crap. Sorry.
Games Workshop put out a terrible app. You don't say.
Well,
it's because they're shutting down the Black Library site completely
in
exchange, and they want people to focus on the app. It's like, fuck you. But again, it's probably because they haven't sold anything physical on the Black Library store since pre-COVID. They haven't, because they stopped, because once COVID hit, once the pandemic started, they stopped selling anything physical. And it's like, well, at that point, you might as well just merge that, Black Library with Warhammer Digital. Remember Warhammer Digital, anyone? Because Games Workshop fucking don't.
Yeah, it's the funny thing of that. Despite them as a company, like homogenizing things and bringing things all under one roof, and like they've been slowly doing it over the course of many years, but every now and again, there's something that is just a weirdly long holdout. Like, just manages to hold on for a long time, and you go, why didn't you just shutter this years ago?
Oh, correction.
Like you functionally had.
They do remember Warhammer Digital. They've remembered it enough to say, yeah, we're closing the site on the 26th of August.
Well, dang.
Oh, well. It's a shame, because, like, I remember for years and years after, up until, 9th edition, they were still selling, old 7th edition lore data sheets and stuff on Warhammer Digital. It's like, guys, it's 9th edition. You're saying stuff from 2 editions ago. What the fuck?
I mean, there's a lot of this. I think there's something really interesting about a lot of the sort of short run, it's not even really short run, but just very limited availability, digital only stuff that Games Workshop has done. I think of the Munitorum, weapon books that would just tell you lore about guns and things, and it's stuff like that gets lost very, very easily. And it's only really, and there's some of them, the only reason that they are still around is because people have kept backups and have uploaded them, and it's that's not strictly speaking legal, but otherwise they'd just be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But speaking of limited editions, we're also getting a limited edition box set for the Mephiston trilogy.
Wow.
Oh,
Could
nice.
they have made... I
Looks
feel
fancy.
they could have made that armor sluttier. And I'm kind of disappointed they didn't, but honestly, 10 out of 10, I can't. Aesthetically, it is beautiful.
It's good. It's a good bit of art, the boy.
Gorgeous looking, bunch of books, though. Damn. Look lovely.
I appreciate the fact they went for the faux leather look rather than putting on the fucking jeans. There's one thing I hate when Games Workshop puts out limited edition. They always put it on fucking denim. I don't know if you saw the limited edition.
I like
for
to read my
Rinsworld.
jovels.
I'll just show you a picture of the Rinsworld limited edition, and
Sure.
tell me that's not a pair of jeans.
Mate, that is...
Yeah.
And it's that ugly kind of blue jeans as well. I have a personal seething hatred of blue jeans, and that is exactly the kind of blue jeans I hate.
Denim, denim, denim.
Nope.
Denim, denim, denim.
Nope. We're not doing this.
Denim, denim, denim.
No. I'll get so mad, I'll explode.
And not just from the heat.
No.
They're also re-releasing Devastation of Baal in hardback, and I just want to say, they are really going out of their way to make people forget that Warhammer Space Marine Conquest was ever a thing. Because they completely stripped all that branding off of it.
Yeah, I think they just try some things sometimes, and then it doesn't really stick.
Kind of
so they just
It kind of feels almost like a teenager thing, where they're kind of oh, I'll try this new thing, it'll be amazing. Oh, no one likes it, haha. What new thing? That never happened ever. Which is it's okay if it did. Trying things is really important, actually, and if it doesn't go well, that's also fine. It's good that you're trying.
It's how when the Finecast thing used to be front and center, and then it just slowly got pushed further and further into the background after.
You did a comic about that where you drew a model, because we both got one of the early ones, and it was shockingly bad. And you did a comic where it's Citadel Finecast with realistic battle damage, and there was bubbles out of it and showing up, basically just amping up what was wrong with it. And the amount of people that would be you, dude, you're so stupid, you don't know anything. Games Workshop's my best friend and also my dad, and it's gonna kill you. And you're okay, chill.
No, what? Because I'd drawn the anniversary Crimson Fist mini that was released. I think it was the first mini that was exclusively Finecast, and it was the worst one. It
unfortunately was really, really was quite bad.
Yeah, I have got one, and thankfully that one's actually a good one. But yeah, it had so many pits in it. Yeah, it wasn't a comic. It was just a picture. It was Citadel Finecast with realistic battle damage. So I'd done it up and like shown it with like it out, it's like bits of it not lined up. There's the huge gaping holes in it, bits missing from it. And this was back on DeviantArt, and I submitted it to like, because it was like the groups things where you could kind of get your stuff shown to people who are into the same thing. And I remember submitting it to a Games Workshop one, and the person who ran it got really mad at me.
He's found you.
They were telling
There they are now. Quick, I'll lock the doors.
They got really mad at me because they thought I was like had an agenda. And I'm like, no, I'm just making fun of a thing that was bad. That's all I'm doing. And it's fine.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
You can make.
Yeah, they got really mad at
things.
me. It was very strange.
I think I found that. Yeah. Fun enough, I found that picture you were talking about coming up on spiky bits of all places.
Oh god!
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
I did not give them permission. Oh man, you can tell that I drew that picture when our monitor was not correctly calibrated. Ooh, the colours are way off. Spiky bits! You are.
Speaking
terrible.
of other interesting things that happened recently, the new Mark IV Space Marines for Horus Heresy with the interesting artwork with this six-fingered Space Marine.
Yes.
Oh, we have opinions about that as artists. Let me tell you.
Yes, there was a bit of a debate online with people wondering if this was actually AI generated at all, of just some weird overlay mishap or whatever, or something in between. But yeah, needless to say, Games Workshop actually had to come out and put a statement out on their Facebook page saying, no, it's not AI, it was just an artist's mistake, sorry.
I do genuinely feel, and I could be wrong, but I do feel, because I know there's a lot of overlaying and a lot of copy and pasting and collaging and fucking around with like big fancy kind of like digital paintings like this. So I feel that this could easily be a genuine mistake.
Yeah, well, the thing is, these are like paint overs over actual miniatures, so that is a different realm to like drawing something from scratch.
Yeah.
It's a different like process that they go through, and it is a process that does lead to weird things. I remember at the time pointing out to three-handed Zoe from Left 4 Dead's No Mercy campaign.
Yeah, she literally had three hands. Just
because of that, and this is obviously long before generative AI was in any kind of state to be able to put together images like that. But yeah, it was a funny one, and the problem is that the style of the Horus Heresy boxes of this kind of digital paint over style is very much like the kind of thing that generative AI pumps out. So I think there's going to be a lot of people very carefully looking at every pixel of every Horus Heresy box from here on out because of that.
Yeah, I mean, one of my biggest... I won't get too far into it because fuck AI. I think I can say that we all comfortably don't like it. I think that my biggest problem with that is that if anything even looks remotely either too good or a bit too smooth, AI has become kind of a synonym for like fake or like... It's kind of lost a bit of meaning, and then everyone's kind of accusing literally everything of being AI, which is like, no, don't.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times people have accused Norina of being an AI,
I've literally
just because of like the way she talks.
I've had a pint with that woman. She just talks like she talks gooder than we do.
Yeah.
That's why people think she sounds AI, is because she sounds like the pinnacle of English speaking. Stop being jealous. She is
People
not
think
AI.
she sounds like an AI is because she has the cadence of a non-native speaker, considering the fact that she is Finnish.
Yeah, crazy, I know.
She's not a computer, she's just Finnish.
Wow.
Exactly.
That sounds like a real dig. It's like, she's not a computer, she's just Finnish. Which is almost
I think
worse.
she's like fluent in like 5 languages, though, in fairness. So
yeah, right? Like,
no, that's the thing. It's like having people like make any comment about her. It's like, dude, I can guarantee she speaks better English than you do.
She speaks better like 8 different languages than anyone else does.
Yeah.
So just shut up.
Yeah, as someone who's like like met her in person, actually had a burger with her and her husband. It's like, no, trust me, she's not a robot.
Yeah.
Robots
the
don't drink
wild
like
thing.
that. They don't drink cider like that. Trust me.
Although you should absolutely,
Love you,
if you
Narina.
come across any kind of AI thing, you should see if it can drink a pint of Guinness just to see.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. It'll be really funny.
I believe her drink of choice is cider, but anyway, yes.
Exactly. She's not AI. She doesn't like
advice,
Guinness.
But going back to the actual marine models themselves, there's going to be like a big box set for them as well, which includes a Contemptor Dreadnought and a nice little tank. I've forgotten the name of the fucking tank. What tank is it? It's a Sicarian tank.
Yeah, Sicarian, yeah.
The Sicarian.
Is it just me, or are the new Mark IVs, the stance that a lot of them stand in is a little odd?
Well, there's a couple of power pose when their legs are a little bit too far apart.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just there's something about them that just looks off compared to the previous iteration of Mark IV Horus Heresy plastic kit.
I'm hearing the Pillarmen theme.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even fully place my finger on it. There's just something about the lower half of them that just doesn't look right to me.
I think the thigh plates are a little bit skinnier than they normally would be.
Like, spread them.
Yeah. No, I'd say the thighs are, especially on the one that's like dead center. He's just kind of like, he's got his legs on either side of the base, and he's kind of, he does look pretty cool, but his thighs are just a bit too svelte, considering everything else is a bit of the kind of like the almost slightly caricatured kind of proportions of what Marines usually look like. So it does look a little bit. Because like if you look at the one to the left of him, he's kind of like, you can't see his right thigh, but you can see like he's got like a holster or something on his left thigh, and it does pad it out and make it look more normal because it looks like it has more mass there.
Yeah, maybe. I think what it is,
I don't think it's helping. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you've got like the proportions and stuff from the newer Mark VI Marines, because obviously they're bringing everything into that kind of like style. Yeah. And whereas the old ones were sort of more in the, everything being based on the 3rd edition tactical squad set. Yeah. Everything sort of like coming from, being based roughly on that kind of like size and scale. And so I think it is just that they look so slightly different to the old ones that it throws me off more than if they were radically different.
Also, I've noticed that the majority of them, especially in the movement pose, look like they're basically on a quite leisurely patrol, which I quite like that as a kind of like design choice of like having more characters kind of not just standing there being ready, but kind of just having a little wander. I think that's quite cute. But it does feel like it doesn't. This is going to sound weird, but the animation skeleton does not fit the model, if you know what I mean. It just feels a little bit off in that regard. But I like what they were going with, though. So, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the more I look at those, there's something wrong about them and I can't quite process it. I'll just leave it be.
There's something about
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. There's something about the boys.
Yeah, they take off the helmet and the quiff is pointed right up. We don't ask.
I've never seen that movie because I think I hate Ben Stiller. From that era, I think.
That is a fair reason to not watch it. It does contain a lot of Ben
That's a perfectly valid reason.
Yeah. Someone's going to get really mad at me. But that's okay. People do.
I don't think there's anybody who is going to sit there and
you know what? There's one person, and Ben Stiller watches these videos, and he's going to be like, wow, Snipe, I can't believe you. I hope you get hit by a bus with my face on it. I mean, Ben Stiller's handsome, beautiful face. I'm not Ben Stiller. From Ben Stiller Official. If someone does that, I'll cry. I'll cry with laughter.
Someone's going to make up a fake burner account just for you now.
It's happened before. I remember somebody made a fake
Wait, what?
Twitter with Wib, but it was because instead of Wib does stuff, it was Wib does feet.
Oh yeah, because it was my old Twitter account was Wib does tweets.
Yeah, so someone had Wib does feets. It was very fucking funny.
Someone actually made an account that is a fake Matilda from Hunt of the Parenting?
Yeah, they've been leaving comments on the videos. It's really funny.
Oh boy. Right, I believe it will be a good time now for the questions.
Questions.
Can I ask possibly one of you to bring up the last episode just to search for questions? I think there's only about 5 or 6 this time around.
I will. I want to feel useful.
You can be useful by reading us the questions then, Snipe.
Yes.
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 Something about saying Helen has hair for teeth or something.
Oh, good God. No, please.
You drew her, though, didn't you?
I did.
Susan hair for teeth, yes.
Susan hair for teeth, sorry.
Yep. Question.
Aperitif, hair for teeth.
Okay, so this is 1 month ago? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Question. Why aren't repulsors and storm speeders named call raiders and call speeders, like how land raiders and land speeders are named after Arkan land?
Probably because Belisarius Call doesn't have that much of an imagination.
He's a silly sausage.
I will say this, I'm on Team Call, not Team Call. I'm on Team Land, sorry, not Team Call.
I think it should be changed to
Land.
cool instead of call, because it would just sound better all around, honestly.
Yeah, but Arkan Land had a monkey.
I'm kind of afraid of monkeys.
So did Ross Geller, and we don't like him.
Okay, they are literally the same character, and I'm sick of pretending they aren't. Quite frankly,
but why doesn't Ross, the largest friend, simply not eat the rest?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Why doesn't he eat all those other land speeders?
The actual answer to the question is not a single naming convention in 40k is consistent.
This is very true.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
What is Tactica's character's full town name? She's not here.
I don't know. You need to ask her.
Nice question, idiot. No, honestly, that is a good question. It's just a shame that she's not here.
In all seriousness, I only remember part of the character's name, but that was before she came out as trans, so I don't want to assume it's the same.
Yeah.
She might have changed it to...
Yeah, exactly.
So I won't presume.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Do you think Black Library books have become more quantity over quality?
Oh, to some degree, yes, because I found myself with a lot of books recently being very disappointed with some of them, like oh, it was okay, at best. Like the last book I read that I genuinely thought was really good was probably The Remnant Blade. But there's been so many where I've read them as like, it's alright. But like I kind of feel like I've read it once, I will never read it again.
I think there is always the problem.
This makes no sense. It contradicts everything that's happened before. Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to write this book? Guy Haley. But yeah, to a degree, I do agree with that. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, to be perfect, I don't really read enough of them to really be able to have like a solid like take on it. I think there is just always going to be that thing of the more books are put out, like basically a certain percentage of anything is always going to be a bit crap, and the more that gets put out, that means that in total numbers, the more crap is also going to come out as well.
It's a percentage game, and the thing is, like, I feel with a lot of Black Library books, and this isn't me having a go at the Black Library or whatever. It's just I get overwhelmed exceptionally easy. Like that's just. I'm very easy to overwhelm. I'm like a turtle. If like you put me on my back, I'm probably going to die. That's like me. If you go, there's like 250 books you can read. I'm like, guess I'll lie on the floor and die. Cool, thanks. So,
turtle.
Yeah, I'm a turtle. So yeah, I'm also I have with my many brain problems. I don't read for ages, and then I'll read like 6 books in 5 days. And the cycle continues, so.
Yeah, and I think there's I think there's just always going to be that thing of that the more books there are, the greater the chance is of that if you just pick a book at random,
you might not gel with it.
Like you might not gel with it, and it only takes a few bad books to really start to sour on something, and then it means that you can kind of then enter into ones that otherwise you would have been fine with. And if it doesn't blow you away after reading a couple of bad ones, then it sort of feels worse, you know? I don't know, it's all the problem with anything that is as big as the Black Library's output, because there is too much there's too much of it to realistically keep up with all of it all of the time. There's always going to be something that slips through the cracks, even if you are a vociferous reader. Whereas, like, you know, I'm a terrible reader and read very infrequently these days. Annoys the hell out of me, but I just can't find the time. And so just knowing where to jump on to things is always difficult, because sometimes, you know, it's like the heresy was going on for so many years, but like I imagine there's many people who wanted to jump into it and then were like, well, it's like 70 books deep. How do I get into this? And you look at a reading list and it tells you like 20 books and you go, I don't want to do that.
In fairness, with like the Heresy series, because Games Workshop are like releasing like a super condensed version of it, in a sense, like they just basically chose like the 10 most essential books. So you could probably get away with just doing those 10 books. You probably like know enough to understand what's going on.
I do want to point out that telling someone to read 10 books is outrageous.
It is outrageous, but at the same time, read 10 books or read 65.
Yeah. Like all I'll say is like the Dune series, bar the terrible ones that Brian Herbert wrote, and just the terrible ones Frank Herbert wrote. There's 6 books in that, so to read the entirety of the mainline Dune series is 6 books, and most people give up on book 4. So
yeah, but
you know.
It's understandable.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think there's so much Black Library stuff that it actually doesn't matter if it was all gold. I think it is so wildly overwhelming at times, especially any big series. It becomes kind of hard to know where to start or where to recommend for people, especially when you combine it with the whole idea of like, oh, this book's a really good starting point, but also it's been out of print for 15 years, you know.
Yeah.
So you can audiobook it, or you can digital it, but if again you're someone like me who just really doesn't like doing either of those things, then it's, you know, kind of a bit problematic.
Okay.
But I'm just complaining now, so carry on.
Okay, last question.
Of course you are, you're English.
Last question. Do plague marines drink alcohol since it contains alcohol, and is both antiseptic and a disinfectant? Okay, so alcohol as a disinfectant for wounds is actually not very good, because the purity of it, you need probably about at least 70% proof to actually do any kind of like anything remotely helpful to a wound, and it's very difficult to get a common kind of alcohol over the counter that is higher than about 55%, I think. So, and plus a lot of other things in alcohol are really bad at disinfecting wounds because they have a lot of additives and like flavorings and things like that. So in an emergency situation, that would be fine. In an actual situation, don't be so fucking stupid. Don't do that anyway. Alcohol on fresh wounds is also usually quite bad, as it can damage the wound and kills the bad bacteria as well as the good bacteria, which you need to heal. It can also damage a lot of flesh and delicate material. So tap water and 0.9% saline will do you fine. So no, I don't think they drink alcohol, you silly sausage, you absolute goober. That's so also that, like, canonically they don't really affected by alcohol. So I had to have a medical rant there. Sorry. What do you guys think?
Like, I had no clue you actually trained, so I had no clue.
No. I have some medical training, but my certificates are all severely out of date. So.
Right.
I mean, the thing is, they could drink alcohol, but yeah, as you say, like, as far as we're like, regular alcohol basically just bugger all to a marine.
It doesn't do anything to them because they're literally supposed to be, well, they're engineered with alcohol as a poison.
The ellatic kidney just breaks it down immediately.
Yeah, like the Emperor's kidney is like a fist. It punches alcohol and just doesn't care.
Is it Miod or something that Space Wolves drink?
It's basically just like, yeah, it's basically them drinking petrol.
Yeah.
They have to drink petrol to get a buzz.
I really want to do a video on kind of like the calorie intake that it would require to support a Space Marine's body, but that's just okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but I had to say this because you'll enjoy this. In regards to the leaks of Votan, you know the Ironkin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will willingly like plug USBs that have like computer viruses in them just so they can mimic getting drunk with their friends.
Oh my god.
Yes, yeah.
That's adorable.
This is the
That is
thing.
mind-boggling.
I don't dislike the lore of Leagues of Votan. I just look at them and I want to go to sleep.
Wow.
It's like, I'm
lore
getting
is
drunk.
quite
Just
Just
like
hang on,
when
let me
you-
down the drunk program. Okay, I'm drunk too. Yay. We're drunk. It's
Quick, give me
adorable.
some more of that tasty, tasty malware. I want to forget the horrors of the 41st millennium.
What flavor is it? LimeWire.
Oh, LimeWire does sound like it would be a tasty flavor, though. But that's how it gets you.
It's like, I just had some Grokster in mine.
Yar har fiddle dee dee. Anyone remember that meme? No?
You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
a
yeah.
pirate. Yeah, I remember that. That was from some.
That's it's an old
TV show.
VeggieTales thing, isn't it?
I was doing
I thought
the,
it was
the whole
SpongeBob.
lol LimeWire meme.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember anything about LimeWire. I don't think I ever used it because I would never.
I used it very briefly, and I believe got viruses and then went back to Grokster, which for whatever reason was the one that I ended up using more than any others. Not that I did use anything, and I didn't
No.
find out about many bands that I love to this day.
I
from,
went to Napster to ask directions on how to get away from there, and then I never looked back.
Yeah. That's
You went
the
to
thing.
Napster and immediately got sued by Lars Ulrich.
Yeah, I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But yes, that's all the questions. Thank you very much, everybody, for your questions. They were really cool, and you should definitely ask more, or I will hunt you down. Maybe.
I was like, everyone can tell how old we are because we're talking about fucking Napster. That's how old we are.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it from a wise old grandmother. I've never actually used it myself.
Look, all I'll say is that the last video that we made was about the ZX Spectrum, so we are not beating the
Oldest fuck
being old
allegations.
accusations anytime soon. Even though, to be fair, every game we talked about came out before we were born.
I still have my ZX Spectrum.
Oh, dude, that's actually really, really cool.
Still got a copy of Jet Set Willy and everything.
Nice.
There was a prequel
there
to
was,
Jet Set
there-
Radio?
Jet Set Willy. It's the sequel to Manic Miner.
Wait, man. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the same character.
I had a
Minor
ColecoVision
Willy.
with a PC peripheral. I didn't play any of these peasant games. No, I'm joking. I didn't play any of these other games that everyone else seemed to play, which is I kind of wish I had now.
To be fair, I never played ZX Spectrum at the time. The closest I had to a home computer was my dad had a Commodore 64 that I played a couple of times.
We had the aforementioned ColecoVision with a PC peripheral in a secret part of the garage. My father had there was a small brick hole that he put a sheet in front of because he was so psychotically paranoid about someone stealing it because nobody had. This is back before mice were in use, so 147 years ago approximately. And he had an intercom into the flat and then into the garage where he'd intercom my mother and be like, I want a cup of tea. And she'd have to in the middle of the night, walk across a pitch black garden, sneak through the weird tunnel that he dug and then give him his tea.
I am just going to say,
what is he, a wombat or something?
Oh, he's way worse, but he is also
Yeah.
dead and in the ground now, so he's kind of fully embodying the wombat experience. For anyone who doesn't know, he was a
Jesus
horrible
Christ.
person. It's okay. It's okay. Everyone's allowed to laugh at my stupid dead dad because he was horrible, so it's fine.
Yeah. I do feel he was wildly overestimating the value of one ColecoVision.
He used it for writing, and he had the old 5.5-inch floppies that were made of paper, and you could fit a page and a half of a document of just text on there, and he had a gigantic filing cabinet full of them. And I'm looking back, I'm like, that is the Dark Ages. I hate it. I'm so glad we're better now.
A filing cabinet full of less data than a single USB memory stick
JPEG that I have. Yeah. But yes, I'll stop being catastrophically old for 5 minutes.
It's fine.
It's fine. but given the combination of both the heat and the time, we will probably call it there for this episode. So, thank you very much to everyone who tuned in for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And thank you very much to Snipe and Wib for joining us this episode.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Problem.
It's always fun to hang out.
You're welcome. And again, apologies for how long it's taken to get this episode out. Again, combination of heat wave, shoulder injuries, and all this other shit as well. It's just been a very, very eventful few weeks, let's just say.
How's the shoulder feeling, by the way, Rem?
Well, the good news is I'm not wearing a sling anymore.
Nice.
Good.
I'm finding out the sling. It was just a pain in the ass having to keep it chicken winged in the fucking heat.
Yeah, it's the worst.
When you have to keep your arm right clutched to your chest, it's like, it's sweating so much.
Oh, yeah. And it's hard enough to sleep when it's hot without having your arm, like having to be wary of it. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Get to the end of the day and you're peeling your arm off your body.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sounding like you're peeling wallpaper off a wall.
Oh my good grief. Please no.
So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Remleiz from 40k Theories.
I've been Snipe from Snipe and Wib.
And I have been Wib from Snipe and Wib.
Not Wib from Wib and Snipe. Hey.
No. There's an order.
Order. But anyway, we'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.